Sunny days feel so nice. Golden flowing like a touch of ice.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Humanity Matters Live. Tonight's episode is called Determination Overcomes All. And I want to welcome our guests that have returned again this month, Kurt and Attila, and our host, Al Torcaso.
I'm glad I returned this month too.
No, he didn't return.
Oh, I didn't return. I'm not here. I'm not here, ladies and gentlemen.
He returned.
She made a pooper again.
He returned.
Okay, everybody, Al Torcaso here. Me and my messed up looking drunk tie all the time. We won't go there. Well, I'm going to say a few things like that wasn't going to happen. First of all, we will have calls tonight. And you will call us at 412-231-2288. And you will because we have a fantastic episode tonight. But before we get into that, the mayonnaise is going on the bread. What can I say? Let me be very clear. I do this series because humanity really does matter. So does all life forms. And if I feel there's something wrong, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my best friend. You could be my girlfriend. You could be me. I will expose and I will get on my soapbox. So some people said to me recently that if you don't do something, you may lose some viewers. Well, guess what? With all due respect, I love you spiritually, but nobody on the face of this earth is going to tell me what I can and can't do. Nobody on the face of this earth or in the universe is going to tell me what programming I should or shouldn't do. And that's not to be losing viewers. I want you to stay. But make no mistake, if I feel like exposing people in the White House, Democrat or Republican, I will. If I want to talk about the price of a pair of shoes, I will. If I want to talk about my balding head, guess what? I'm going to do that. So let me be very clear. I put people on my series that I believe are important. I put people on my series that are special. I put people on my series that there is something about them that I care about. Because I care about everybody, but everybody has something special about them. But make no mistake, I'm a lot like the song that Frank Sinatra and Elvis Presley sung. You might have heard of it. It is I Did It My Way. It's called My Way. Now, it may not be the right way. It might lose viewers, gain viewers. I don't know. But this is not a series. This is a movement. This is not a series. This is about life, ladies and gentlemen. You do not understand what's really behind all of this. You can't, because a lot of times I have a hard time. But this is not a one-day thing, a once-a-month thing for me. I think about these things 24/7. And I will fight, and I will never retreat. And if I do something that you like, great, tune in. And if I do something that you hate, switch the channel or change the stream. You don't hear people say that, but you did now. But don't think you're going to tell me what I have to do. Because you can ask Annette Mendel right over there. Nobody in the universe tells me what I cannot or will not do. I just want you to know that is not the way to go with me, because that is going to get you checked. And I'm going to let you know what time it is. And I don't mean 6:05 a.m. or p.m. Now, with that, I love you. I want you to tune in, but never threaten me, because it's not going to work. You can't threaten me that, hey, by all means, you have the right to do that. But it's not going to work. And nobody, and I do mean nobody, is going to tell me how to run my program. So for those of you who are kind, I'm great. I'm glad you're tuning in. And yes, I am very glad to have these two gentlemen here. And we're going to take care of these gentlemen. But if you think that I'm not going to get back into certain other arenas in the future, you have a better chance of winning the Mega Millions jackpot by yourself 100 quadrillion times in a row. That's right. It's not going to happen. So with that, understand this. I'm not here to be confrontational with you, but somebody trying to tell me what I'm going to do on my show, if you think that's going to happen, let me just put it in a polite way. Go play the Mega Millions and hope that you're going to win, because you have a better chance of winning that than getting me to change. Now, on the other hand, I love you spiritually. I want you to tune in. But I do it my way. Now, with that, let's get down to one other piece of business. There is a company called Chewy. And I know my tie looks like it's drunk again. I think my tie was drinking and it don't even have a mouth. But hey, forget about it. This company, known as Chewy, delivers pet products, supplies, medical supply, prescription supplies, and frankly, the people that work at Chewy are beyond amazing. They are my number one favorite company in the United States right now. My second favorite company, believe it or not, I've said this before, is one of my banks that I deal with. And this bank is so nice that if you have an overdraft and it's under $5, they waive it permanently. Yeah, you heard me. They waive it permanently. But let's get back to Chewy. Chewy is beyond outstanding. And I'm not suggesting you buy stuff from them because that's not allowed. But I will tell you this. I have dealt with their customer service many a time. And they are, well, frankly, they're my family. They're my extended family. Just like Kirk and Attila. They're my extended family. And when people mess with them, that gets me upset. Now, I wasn't planning on saying this, but I guess I got to say it. There's a carrier that's a shipper that is the opposite of Chewy. They're terrible, frankly. They don't seem to care about their customers. Now, this carrier is a well-known delivery service. And I'm not going to expose necessarily who they are. The only thing I will tell you is that they begin with the letter F. And I think there might be a couple of letters in it, but it starts with an F. They do not listen to the instructions of the customer and or the client. And as a result, many of my packages were not acceptable. So I called up Chewy, and I just want to give you an idea about Chewy for a minute. I called them up, and they made it right. Even though they were not responsible, they made it right. Another time, I found out 6 months later that an item that I had that my cat caused to not be functionable anymore, I happened to be talking to a Chewy person. Sure enough, next thing I find out, they had a policy in place, so I ended up getting the item replaced for free 6 months later. So Chewy is amazing. I am not promoting them. I am not advertising for them. I will just tell you that I feel a bond with everybody I ever worked with on the phone. And I was going to say hello to all of their names, But I'm going to ask Attila to be so kind to give Annette the index card. I would like her to say the hello list. All these people that you're going to hear their names at Chewy, their first name and their last initial, they are superstars. One closing thing before Annette starts. To the CEO and board of directors of Chewy, I want you to do something. Give 1,000,000 kudos to every team member at Chewy, just one time. Or the other option is have them pick one of these items they've been saving up for. The third option is a one-time bonus of $500 for every single team member at Chewy. To the CEO, I'm not kidding. You have the money. Your team is beyond outstanding. With that, we will pass it to Annette, and then we have a lot of business to take care of. Annette, the hello list.
We want to give a shout out to Krista H. We really appreciate, we and our cats really appreciate your gift.
Well, just don't go that far. Just say
God bless
hello.
you.
Just say hello. Gotta be
Mariah
careful on that one.
P., Stephanie V., Baron G., Ashley P., Tyree C., Bianca, Sharon, Sable's mom, Edgar S., Albert D., Lydell M., and Josie B.
And the three
Evan.
Ashleys and the three Jasmines.
And Evan.
And don't forget the three Ashleys and the three Jasmines.
Yeah, the three Ashleys and the
And
three
those are
Jasmines.
just some people at Chewy. So now we're
Yes,
going to
thank
go
you.
into a different direction. And we are going to have our Kirk, it's Owen, right? Yeah. Kirk Owen segment. Oy, oy, oy. And then we get to have the Attila time.
Okay.
You better watch out. He's a Hun.
Oh, okay.
You know, he's Attila the Hun. You know, he's related to them. You better watch out. Don't mess with this dude now. Sorry, Attila. He's a tough guy. He's so tough, he slapped people just for fun. Nah, he's a good man. All right, so now, Kirk. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right. So, tell the world where we first met.
Where we first met was on, I believe, way back in the time machine.
Yeah, way back in the time machine, all right. I actually had hair back then, baby.
Right. USS Nightmare. It was down by...
Down by the river.
down by the Gateway Clipper Fleet.
And it was by the river, so it was by the river.
Down by the river, or it was in the river.
Yeah,
it was
it's
a
in the river, that's
floating haunted house. It was
Yeah.
a decommissioned steamboat that was brought up and decorated as a haunted house, a haunted attraction. And I was one of the haunted characters, or one of the actors for that season, for Halloween, and came across Albert here as another character, another actor.
Yeah, another
and then
character.
later on, I worked my way up to wardrobe manager for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
We've been coming across each other actor-wise
Yeah.
in auditions all over Pittsburgh for the past some odd years.
well, so now, if you recall, and it's been a couple of days since 2000 or whatever.
Right, yeah.
You was doing wardrobe, and I was a zombie.
Okay.
You might remember that.
I might remember
Yeah,
it.
you might remember that.
Well, there's a lot
I
of
know,
a
I'm
lot of
just kidding.
zombies.
Oh, wait a minute. You saying I'm just like a regular zombie now. Oh,
Well,
no,
no.
you didn't.
No, I said
Hey,
over the
I
time.
was the Lawrence
many
Olivier.
zombies.
Wait a minute.
We're in Pittsburgh. There's so many
Okay,
zombies.
so many. But
You're
wait a
one of
minute.
those zombies.
No, wait.
Okay. You were one of those zombies.
No, I was the Lawrence Olivier of zombies.
Lawrence Olivier. All right.
Jesus. I'm just giving them the business. I will say, there was another gentleman, and I'm forgetting Mike's last name right now.
Okay.
Man, I'm sorry. Sorry, Mike.
Mike? Oh, Mike
Yeah,
Schneider.
Michael. Yeah, Snyder. There you go. I should have remembered that because of Edgar
AKA
Snyder.
stage name Mike the Maggot.
You could call him maggot. This is Humanity Matters. You can't call
No, but
anybody a
that's
maggot.
that's his stage name. It's Michael the Maggot.
It might be a stat. We're not allowed to say maggot. No, I'm just kidding.
He's a horror movie director. It's
Hey,
why
there
it's-
you go again. No,
Right.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, guys. By the way, you can call in if you want to you want to support this guy and tell me to quit picking on him, it's 412-231-2288. At any rate, I'm not going to listen. No, I'll listen.
Right.
So at any rate, so there's myself, Mike Snyder,
Right.
or Michael Snyder, and a third gentleman whose name, unfortunately, I can't remember. And I have to tell you, I was kind of shocked because between the three of us, we actually scared every single person
Oh, yeah. That
that went
fun.
in that ship. And I'll tell
It was
you,
a blast.
we're going to get a call in a second here. I got to tell you, which I don't know if you was aware of this, but there was a mother of one of the actors that was there when we weren't even ready yet. And she came earlier, and I said, please be careful when you go in our ship.
Right,
Because
yeah.
you're going to get scared out of your
Oh,
ears.
yeah. It was a great haunted house.
You will get scared out of your ears. So I'll tell you this story that actually happened. There was a gentleman that brought his girlfriend or wife, and she was already scared in the line.
Right.
And I said to him, don't do it. Don't bring her in there. She's going to get hurt. Sure enough, guess what? She broke her ankle. And she called him every name in the book, and one of them was not Mother Fritos. There was a mother in there, but it wasn't Fritos.
Right.
It was a Mother something.
Gotcha.
It rhymes with Tucker.
Okay.
It was like Mother. She broke her ankle. But what was really weird, kind of funny, I felt bad, but it was funny because this other actor, his mother came by, and I was just like relaxing and stuff. I was on the outside. I was like one of the greeters, and I would hide different places outside. So sure enough, she came by, and I was just chilling, and she jumped. She's like, ah! It was hilarious. But we had a great time. But what I have to say, between your makeup,
Thank you.
Michael, the wardrobe, Michael, myself, and this third person. And not to say that the other actors weren't great, because they were. But
yeah,
if
there's
I'm
some great
being
actors
honest, a
on it.
lot of them did phone it in.
Some, yeah.
Well, a few. Not one night did I, Mike, or this other guy phone it in. I
Right,
mean,
yeah.
we scared people that should never have
Sounds
been
like,
able to be scared.
Third guy I remember
You know.
was Don Bumgardner.
He was a taller guy,
Yeah,
kind of big guy, like, and he would go around with
We
the
used to call him,
chainsaw. He was one of the chainsaw guys.
Yeah,
What was his name?
Don Bumgardner.
Tell the audience, not me. I'm right here.
Name was Don Bumgardner,
Okay, there you
and
go.
he usually played the Jason
Yeah, he was-
Voorhees character.
He scared the
and
potatoes out of people.
He's another one that's been
Yeah.
doing haunted houses
Right.
and set design
I mean,
and
this is
costumes
scary
and,
stuff.
and makeup and everything else.
And
But
I'll tell you
when he
what.
was done in the wardrobe and doing makeup with everybody, then he would go and be one of the actors in there, and he put
Oh,
just
yeah.
like Mike and you,
Yeah,
that
they-
put like
we-
that
oh.
extra side. I lucked out because I was actually part of the hidden
Yeah, you
compartments
were.
behind the wall.
Yeah.
So after I got done doing the wardrobe and cleaning up after all the makeup artists,
That's true.
then I would go into the haunt and start scaring people myself. But I was that guy behind the wall. So if you were standing there, like trying to lean up against a wall or something, I'd be on the other side banging on that wall to scare you, to make you move a little bit
Now,
quicker
be
through the
honest
haunted
about
house.
something. Now,
Sure.
you and I know that between you, Don, Michael, and I, we even scared some of the other actors, did we not?
Oh, yeah.
It
We
was
kind
kind
of scared
funny.
a few.
We weren't supposed to, but we accidentally did.
Yeah, we were accidentally scaring ourselves half the time, too. So
Yeah,
that made it even,
well, we're not gonna go
even
there.
more
I'm
real.
not going to say
But
I
yeah.
scared myself. Hey, yeah, okay, I did, but we won't
But
go there.
yeah, it was fun.
It was fun, wasn't
yeah.
it? Well, you know what's even more fun?
What's that?
You get to answer the call.
Okay, let's answer the call.
Caller, you're on.
Okay, it's just Diane.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Can you hear me now? I'm going to ask a question to Kurt. Can you hear me, Kurt?
Here we go with the can you
Kirk,
hear me?
Now,
right?
you said you had that haunted house. What happened to it? That haunted boat. I went there with my brother because he asked us to come down, me and my sister.
Okay.
I didn't ask you to come down.
Over time,
So why don't they have it no more?
You have to
Or
wait
did they
because she
get-
got the time
are
delay. You have to
do
wait
you
a
still
second.
keep in touch with some of the actors? I mean, my brother's with you, but do you still keep in touch with the other actors? Did you all get paid?
Yeah, we got paid.
Yep.
Let them answer now, Diane.
okay.
I'm listening.
Well, what question do I go?
But I have,
Yes,
I have a question for the other guy.
But wait a minute, Diane. Wait.
Trying to
Let him
answer,
answer this one.
trying to answer the questions if my mic back even works.
Don't break the mic.
It fell off.
Or we're going to have to call Mike Snyder to kick you. Never mind.
Different haunted houses are small businesses. And just like small businesses, it's the people that are the customers and stuff like that. And there's a lot of factors in those small businesses that go into it. If you get too much of a rainy season and there aren't that many people wanting to go to that cold place next to the river or by the river to participate in going through that haunted house, that could be a real budget cruncher, and you might not be able to come back the next season. So if you don't get enough ticket sales in your haunted house, you aren't scary enough, you'll lose the business. The other factor is if I remember the rumors at the time, way back 30 years ago, there was a problem housing the boat when it wasn't in the Halloween season, and it may have sank, and they didn't have enough funding from that rainy year to bring it back up. So it was just a business venture that died off.
I will say this to Diane, and I'm not being biased on this. We were probably one of the most frightening haunted attractions I've ever really been to even. And I can tell you, I have been to some that are supposedly considered the best in the one of the best in the United States. I did not have the level of scare than I did in this boat. And I will be honest with you, I've gone to many haunted attractions that's advertised. And I'm sorry, I love people, but a lot of people phone it in. They just, so many times the people that are supposed to be characters are just standing around.
Well,
and that's not scaring you. How am I, if you're looking like Franken,
we've had experience in theater and film and doing actors and stuff like that. We're actors that know the different parts of doing acting and pushing ourselves through those parts. Right. Well, that's one of the things with haunted houses that people don't realize is some of your actors are just kids in high school. They're people just between jobs. Right. They're something just trying to get a little extra Christmas money for later on in the holidays. So they might not know the different ways to manage yourself as an actor. Push yourself in certain times. Well, I could timing. Timing's a big thing in a scare.
Oh yeah. Timing is an art. But with that, the second question she had was like centuries ago. Do you remember what it was?
No, I don't.
What's the second question, Diane? We can't remember.
It's for the other guy.
Oh, for Attila. Okay, it's for Attila. Go ahead and ask Attila.
For Tilda.
I don't remember the other question.
All right, Tilda, here's a question. Can he hear me now?
Yes, he can hear you. He's right here.
I'm right here.
All right, but here's a question. What do you think about Kobe Bryant dying?
Sad.
What do you think about that, Tilda?
Well, it was unexpected, shock to everyone.
Did you think he should have had a second plan?
No, it was very shocking. It was very sad.
It is very
unexpected for him to pass away, something like that.
And his child.
And of course, his 13-year-old daughter. Mm-hmm. And it's very sad. He's so opportunist. He gave a lot of people open doors to, especially he was a motivation to many people, especially children, so yeah, it's unfortunately freakish way of, with the helicopter thing. Yeah. It's very, I think it was weather type permitted, it was weather related, fog. Yeah. And I just wish it didn't happen, everybody makes mistakes and, it's the way it is. But unfortunately, it's sad he had to go that way.
Well, I want to say something about that. Kobe had determination, and he had a way of life, and he never gave up. And he was all about determination. So that will go into my next segment. Kobe was special. But then again, we're all special. But I want to say that let's honor not just Kobe, but anyone that we know that had determination that went above and beyond the call, that maybe they're not here anymore. Let's honor them by getting redetermined in our life to not only climb that proverbial mountain, not only conquer it, but conquer it in such a way that the mountain will feel like a speed bump. And I am sitting in between two men who do that, who actually do that. So with that, Diane, I'm going to go ahead and move on. I'm going to speak about Attila.
Well, I have one more question for Tim.
Oh, we have one more quick question. For who?
For
Attila?
Kurt.
Attila.
Other guy.
Oh, Kirk. Oh, Kirk. I'm sorry.
Kirk.
No,
It's not Kirk.
No,
It's
but
Kirk.
this guy here. Not until Kurt, the boatman.
Yeah, boat. Yeah, USS Boatman.
Yeah, the boatman. Go ahead.
The USS
So
Nightmare.
here's a question: What did you think about Kobe dying?
Oh, boy.
Would you go on an airplane? Have you ever been on an airplane? Would you go on an airplane after you heard that, or a helicopter?
It was a helicopter.
I never planned to ever get on an airplane in my life. They are vehicles of death to me. Just like I wouldn't go on a roller coaster. It's like,
What?
no, I don't want my spine snapped. Of
Oh,
course
here
I
we
don't.
go.
And as far as
You
Kobe
can't go on
goes,
because
I
I don't like
never
roller
heard the name till the accident happened. So I really can't say. I mean,
He doesn't know much about Kobe.
I
Diane.
really don't.
You're not a basketball fan, huh?
No, I've never really watched a game.
All right, well, we're going to move on, Diane,
Are
because
you
we have a
sports
lot of
fan at
work to
all?
do.
Do you like the Steelers or the Pirates?
I watch a lot of caber tossing and medieval fighting.
Okay, different sports, Diane, different sports.
Yeah, I watch a lot of
Heard of that.
fencing, medieval
Why
fighting,
don't you
and martial
say
arts.
something about that sport you just talked about?
All right, well, Diane,
my
we're
brother.
gonna move on.
Okay, explain that one, about that one sport there, and how that
Well, you
plays.
can talk about that a little bit.
What, caber?
Yeah, maybe, but right now that's not what we're going to talk about, Diane. We're going to move forward.
Okay.
We're going to talk about
Just
something a
be
little
safe
bit.
and you wear a seatbelt. Tell them, Al, tell them to wear a seatbelt
Okay, go ahead, Diane. Good
if
night.
they have a car. Okay, all right, Al, talk to you later on tonight.
Okay. Well, now we're going to get back to you, Kirk.
Okay.
At some point. But before we do, we have a special treat. But before we do that special treat, Tilla, we are going to speak a lot about asking you questions. But first of all, can you please tell the world that about your your acting experiences? And then we do have a clip, ladies and gentlemen, that Attila is going to go ahead and talk about. And then as soon as he's done, our wonderful young man in the control room, Mr. Tony, is going to take care of the business. But can you set up this clip?
Yeah, this
The name and everything.
this is an old film, a 1967 film, which was played with the actress named Sandy Dennis.
Okay.
I remember
And-
her.
Yes, and it was a film named Up the Down Staircase. She was a school teacher, and it was a school teacher. His name was Paul Berenger. That's my character. And he was approached by an erotic teenager, was in love with him, sent him a love note in his teacher mailbox that he happens to catch her in an act, and corrected her punctuation after class. And then that's when later I ended up getting booted, and that's when the scene here shows about how everyone should leave the window while I leave the door. It's a type of scene where I'm just frustrated. I just quit my job and I talked to the whole classroom and tell them to go ahead and hit the window while I hit the door. So, but it's a good scene. It's a green screen type scene, but not enough movements around. But it's enough to show the example of the film up the down staircase. But that was my character name, Paul Behringer. He was a school teacher, who was ready to quit his job and tell the students to goodbye and have a good life. So that's
All right, so now, Tony, if you could please run the clip, we'd appreciate it.
Good morning, Mr. Barrett. So the world knows by now I have no class first period, so I decided to sit on to yours. So what's the lesson plan for today? Surely a dedicated teacher like you would have a lesson plan? T-L-2-C. Perfect. I remind you that till is spelled T-A-L-E. They say a writer's to stick to what he knows. What nonsense. What did Dickens know about French Revolution? What does Shakespeare know about Moors of Venice? If he stuck to what he knew, we have no Othello. We have no Alice in Wonderland. We have no Treasure Island. You brats think that I and Mr. Bear stand up here day after day talking about books and write our books just for the hell of it? You think it has nothing to do with you? A writer creates a book. An individual creates a life. For a writer to create a masterpiece, he's got to think beyond what he knows. For an individual to create a life, even a halfway decent one, he's got to go beyond what he knows. Go beyond the poverty, the disease, the dope, the degeneracy. Go beyond the oceans to the Alps, the magnificent replica of which the Board of Education has generously donated. Stick to what you think, and that's what you're going to be stuck with. You might as well get out now. Miss Barrett's class dismissed. All you dismissed, the rest of your crummy lives. Some of you might prefer to leave by the window. I prefer to leave by the door. Punch me out while I teach.
All right, well, I thought that was a great job.
Thank you.
And you know, there's a line in there that says you have to expand. Essentially, you can't go with what you know. You got to keep thinking and expand. That's true. Mm-hmm. You know, if we only stick to what we know, we're never going to grow and we're never going to reach that next plateau. We're not going to get to the mountain and we're not going to conquer it. But I thought Attila did a great job. So tell us, have you done other acting roles?
Well, I've done small stuff.
Okay.
2015, I did. It's called Love the Croupers.
Okay.
And airport. I was an airport passenger.
Okay.
Olivia Wilde was in that scene. And also I did a Banshee 4 series, same year. I played a bar patron, and in the background of the scene was very unpleasant. I had tattoos on my arm.
Wow.
It was not safe enough to wear out in real life because I'd probably most likely get shot.
Oh, wow.
So I asked the makeup artist that as soon as we finish up the scene,
get rid of it.
please get rid of it because I do want to go home safe.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So anyway, it was Banshee 4 series. In the background, they had Nazi signs.
Oh,
and
wow.
It was a very unpleasant scene.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then 2016, I did I play a prisoner. Ryan Hurst was in that scene. I play it's called the Outsiders.
Okay.
And so I did that little part. and it was very fun. Meeting Ryan Hurst was he's a great guy, tall guy. He actually had a long beard like you do, and so anyway, it was a great experience. And I happened to be called back this past October to come back as a prisoner, but unfortunately, I couldn't do it because of I was in too much pain.
Medical issues.
Medical issues, yes, unfortunately. But as far as that, a friend of mine that did the scene on the up the down staircase, he happens, his name is Barry Paris, and he happens to be a movie critic for Pittsburgh Post-Gazette.
Oh, okay.
And he wrote books of silent film stars like Greta Garbo, Louise Brooks. Also a autobiography to Tony Curtis, and also he did Stella Adler manuscripts. So he also did Audrey Hepburn. So he happens to met one of his family, one of her family, to really put that particular book together.
That's great.
As far as my experience, I could have done more, but I got into other things, martial arts and teachings and all that good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now I want to get, I guess you could say, very retrospective or deep. You know, like I said, we have Attila here and we have Kirk. What some of you may or may not know is that 3 of the people on this panel have very serious medical conditions. Kirk, myself, and Attila. Now, thank goodness, as far as we know, Annette is in pretty good condition, and I'm hoping that she is. She is going to a test tomorrow, so we can use your prayers. She's going to be tested tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get good results. But
No,
Annette,
that's Thursday.
okay, my fault, Thursday. So we can use prayers for Thursday.
Thank you.
And in the meantime, we're going to get a minute to talk to Kirk about his challenges. But I want to just say that you're looking at myself and Kirk, and you've seen Attila. But just getting here is a massive challenge. I myself, just before I came on camera, had some spasms from my side and my back, and they were very painful. So even though we're sitting here and it just seems like any other typical episode, 3 of us, well, I don't know if Kirk is in any pain right now, but I know that I am, and I know that Attila is. Now, whether Kirk is in pain, I don't know. We'll get to that. But I want to say the name of this episode, Determination Overcomes All. And if we could get a wide shot to include Attila, I appreciate that. Thank you, Tony. Attila is in great pain. So I'm going to say this. Attila is a living example of the mind being 1,000,000,000 times more powerful than the body. Because for Attila to be sitting here, he has overcome a massive, massive challenge. And I, for one, am inspired by Attila and Kirk. And they are determination overcoming all. The degree of pain that Attila is in, I received a call from him earlier. And he's in pain almost 24 hours a day, possibly 24 hours. He's dealing with cancer. which he's going to tell us the names and what's going on. And he's dealing with a pain that a lot of times keeps him from being able to really do things. You heard that he had to not do stuff. If Attila didn't have the mental training of his martial arts and whatever else he has, he would not be here today, sitting here. So I don't know about anybody here, but I'm going to give applause to both Attila and Kirk. Because guys and gals, these men are overcoming enormous challenges. I myself am dealing with issues. But I don't tell you this
Well,
for
let's
pity.
applaud you.
Well, it's up to you. I don't tell any of you this to get sympathy for us. That'd be great. Compassion is the way we should be. I tell you this because many of you are in great mental and physical condition. Yet you are dealing with living in the illusion and not the reality. Give me a second here as a sidebar to explain that. You see, all of you have genius in you. Every living soul has genius in them. Even though a lot of us may not believe that. You have genius and greatness. But you have allowed life and circumstance to stop you. And what I am saying to you is, let us expand our knowledge, our metaphysical, and our minds, because if Attila Lee and Kirk Owen and Al Torcaso, Al Torcaso can be here fighting cancer and MS, or is it MS? Mm-hmm. And whatever it may be, then you got no excuse, kids. I don't care if you're Diane Carmela Torcaso or if you're Zeta. I don't care if your name is Joe, Jack, Jane, Janiqua. You may have been abused or whatever else. I'm telling you, your life matters. And to the real rich M, your life matters. And you know what? I don't care for Donald Trump's actions. But you know what? Donald Trump matters. I don't care for his actions, but he matters. And there's one thing Donald Trump should inspire everybody on the earth about. He did it. He said, I was going to do something, and he set out and he did it. I may not agree with what he's done. I may not agree with how he's done it, but he said it and he did it. Kirk Owens said it and he did it. Attila Lee is still doing it. And I challenge each and every American, each and every African, each and every Russian, every soul on this earth, to not allow circumstance to stop you. If we can do it, you can do it. And I believe in you. But I'm not a motivational speaker here. I'm not asking you to do a thing that I haven't done. You could ask Annette if I'm lying. I've been in pain to the point where I could not move. But I said I will move, and I got there. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give everybody on earth a warning. If you think anything on this earth is going to stop me from accomplishing what I want to accomplish, nothing on this earth, not in this universe, not physical, not spiritual, is stopping me. And I look to my right, and I look at Kirk, and he's a living example. I look to my left, and I would shake this man's hand, but because of the degree of pain, I don't want to risk it. But Attila Lee needs to be on your mind. Put Kirk in your daily life. Think of these young men. And the next time you say, oh, you know what, I'm too busy, I don't want to hear it. Because I'm going to tell you, El Torcaso doesn't come here once a month to glorify El Torcaso. Because I glory the Lord thy God. And if you don't like God, too bad, I do. It ain't about me. It's about the we. So I'm going to tell you a little something. If Attila can make it here in extreme pain, then you can accomplish your goals. And I don't care if your name is Diane, Rose, Zaniqua, Zaniqua, Mikamaka. I don't really care. I don't care if you've been abused, manipulated, or whatever. You can do this. And I'll tell you something else. A lot of people in their life have what they call friends, but they're more your enemy than your friend. If I tell you I'm starting a business, and you say, I don't think you can do that, you ain't a friend. If my mother was alive and she said, you can't do it, you know what I'd tell her? Mom, I love you, but be quiet. What I'm saying to you is this. You use your mind. And I'm going to tell you a little something else. My non-biological dad, Albert R. Goldsmith, who passed away in 2008, he used to teach profoundly retarded men and women and boys and girls. He taught people that were claimed to be unteachable. So I don't care what your intellect is, your genetics are, your financial situation is. I don't care if you are in terminal cancer. I don't care if you have heart disease. I don't care whatever the illusion may be. I'm telling you, these men in front of you are just a small sample of proof that you can overdo it. I mean, you can overcome it. You might overdo it. Don't do that. But you can overcome it. Because you have no idea the amount of pain this young man is in. You have no idea the amount of pain I've been in. You have no idea what he's gone through. You know what Kirk told me off camera? That you see this little thing, looks like a whistle?
Yeah.
It's hard to see. He's got this little red whistle. You know what it's used for? I'm going to shut my mouth, open yours and tell them.
Okay.
And speak up.
No problem.
You're an actor. Let me hear you say something.
You want me to use the
Come
same
on, you're a
tone?
Pentecostal minister now. Come on. Get it out of there. Come on,
Well,
say something.
With my MS, some of the conditions and some of the things are that I lose my equilibrium and I fall down. It affects and eats away at the nervous system is what MS is. And when I fall down, I might not be around people that I know or something. I have a little whistle here that I blow when I fall over and someone can help me. I can't afford Life Alert. You know what I mean? I've
Right.
fallen and I can't get
Yeah,
up.
well,
so
we know that. Don't do any commercials here.
Right, no. But, and I use that to signal to people, even my pets in the house, to make noise and do stuff to get to my attention, to help me up or help me with one of the problems I have. Like I'm stuck somewhere. I've fell in between cabinets in the kitchen and there's no way to get up from that.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I've had help from that.
So let me ask you real quickly, since we only have 10 minutes.
Sure.
Are you in any kind of pain at this very moment?
I'm always in pain.
You're in pain right now.
I grew up in, I'm in pain right now.
Yeah, me too.
I take...
Join the crowd. Let me shake your hand. We're both on the same
Right.
team.
I
Shake
take,
your hand. We're on
I
the same
take a lot of
team there.
painkillers as my prescriptions
Oh,
and stuff like
man.
that.
I don't have any painkillers.
I
but go
take
ahead.
a shot a day, which is a
Oh, wow.
generic It's kind of like a synthetic version of stem cell that helps me with my MS.
Okay.
Once a week, I take a special shot that helps me with my kidneys.
Wow. You have kidney issues too?
Yeah, I have a type of diabetes.
Okay.
I have to take pills and shots. Along with that, I also have spinal stenosis in parts of my vertebrae, and I have almost an inoperable in my thorax type.
Okay.
That is, the spinal stenosis is right behind my heart. So it's actually constricting on that.
Oh, wow.
One of my other problems is, with the MS, is swallowing. So that's why I always have a drink with me and stuff like that, because I have to keep drinking. Because what MS is it's like your head's a computer, and you have that nervous system that goes through, and my immune system is attacking my nervous system. So it's like little bugs eating away at that computer wire that's setting everything off. Then that same long computer wire that runs everything has a spinal stenosis. So my bones are so arthritic in my neck that they're cutting into that cord. I don't have feeling in these two fingers on each hand from that.
Well, so then that just verifies what I'm saying, guys. It's amazing that you're here.
I grew up in a family full of bikers, truckers, and farmers.
Okay.
And you had to get up to feed the cows. You had to get up to tend to the horse. You got to get up to... My first chores were feeding rabbits and feeding chickens at 5 o'clock in the morning before I went to kindergarten. Okay? Those are my chores as a kid. And that's one of the things I love about animals. Animals are healers.
That's true. You got
Gardening is so good because I force myself to get up to tend to my chihuahuas and my chickens and my bunny rabbit and my other birds and stuff, and my garden and my greenhouse.
Chicken?
Yeah, I have chickens.
Oh, cool.
It is nothing better than to have fresh omelet in the morning from the chicken. It's awesome.
Don't make people hungry. They're not eating yet. Well, they might be. No.
I'm
kidding.
But wow. It's part of that. It's part of being a farmer and just growing up with that determination to it.
We want to get to Attila, and don't get me wrong, I'm not cutting him off because I'm cutting him off. I'm cutting him off because we have a time constraints. But we're going to figure out a format one day where we're going to have more than 1 hour. Oh, yes. And if I say it, I play it. But what's that, Attila? See, I'm like the good cop, bad cop. He's the good cop, I'm the bad cop.
I like to say the memoriam.
Oh, okay, quickly do that, and then we got to get to Attila. I want to find out the list of what he's going through real quickly.
Okay, again, we want to
In memoriam.
remember our co-host's mother, Mike McCutcheon's mother, Shirley Ann McCutcheon, who died December 29th, 2019. And, of course, Kobe Bryant and Gianna and the other victims who died. And John Andretti, Jim Lear, Rocky Johnson, Don Larson, Terry Jones, and John Carlin, the Sultan, and Buck Henry, and to name a few others that we couldn't. Please bless them. And we're sorry that they passed.
Okay, Annette, would you be so kind as to ask Attila to let us know all the challenges that he went through today to get here?
Could you please tell us, Attila?
Oh, sure. Well, determination, and I just keep going. I mean, attitude is the word, okay? Regardless what we go through, it's attitude. It's you. Only you can make it.
Right.
Okay, self-determination. So I just get in a car, drive. I'm in pain regardless. Getting out of the car is even more challenging because you're all stiff and you get up.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to kind of challenge yourself to loosen up. But anyway, a few days ago I had a chest x-ray done. I've been running fevers. And due to my 3 cancers in the past, I've gone through a lot of chemotherapies and radiation, especially as a child, radiation to the chest, which developed scar tissue to my right lung. So my chest x-ray revealed that it enhanced a little bit of emphysema.
Oh boy. That's
why I have a little cough. But other than that, I have a hip replacement, left hip replacement coming up on the 25th of this month.
Okay.
I've gone through a right hip replacement about a year and a half ago. Again, this is all from the steroids and prednisones from the past 3 cancer treatments, from childhood into adulthood.
So I don't want to interject, but
Yeah.
we have time constraints.
Yeah,
so
I'm aware. Yes.
what I want to know is this. What is your prognosis right now with regards to cancers, and where are you at right now?
Right pelvic
Because we
lymph
want to
node.
get every single person to pray for both
Right
you
pelvic lymph node, it's about 2.5 centimeter.
Okay.
It's very slow growth,
well, that's
and
good.
they're just keeping an eye on to make sure it's not going to further on growing. But I have to get another PET scan later this year.
So did they give you any life expectancy?
No.
But so far, it's not growing that well? I mean, that bad?
It's not bad, but they don't
Right.
say too much. But, you know,
Okay.
it doesn't matter. I just go according to my faith,
Right.
my
Amen to that.
determination.
Amen to that.
Determination, just keep going, keep going.
Well, I want,
That's what
like,
I do.
I just want to reiterate this before we go. Really, both of you deserve more than an hour talk to. We'll work something out like that. But I just have to say one more time that I am inspired by both you and Kirk. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go, please hear what I'm saying to all the viewers. You can do this. You can overcome everything. If Attila's going through all this, and he's been going through this since childhood, you heard what Kirk's going through. I'm telling you, we are going to experience the greatest prosperity and abundance that this planet has ever seen. But I need you to believe that for it to happen for you. It's coming for me. It's coming for Annette. It's coming and already came for Attila and Kirk, and it's going to keep coming. So just believe in yourself. Please keep fighting. Get educated in every way you can, and believe that when you believe it, you can achieve it. And in the meantime, remember that you and humanity and all forms of life really does matter.
Sunny days feel so nice, golden flowing like a touch of ice. You cannot see what is faking me. You cannot see what is meant to be. I'm gonna bide my precious time. I'm going to places where the sun does shine.